Right. We got
Yeah.
some night people.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
8 p.m. at night.
Yep. Man, all they want to, you know what's funny? They only want to hear all the bad stuff. We do all these webinars where we talk about how we make great money. And today you just want to hear all the junk where everything goes wrong. I got you.
I mean, curiosity, curiosity. And also, I mean, it's like the news, right? Why do we keep watching the news?
Yep.
Addicting.
Yep. Good evening, Morgan. Wow. So a couple of you guys, I saw you Saturday twice. I saw you yesterday during the webinar. And you tonight. Tell us one of two things. Want to guess? One, you got nothing else to know. No, it just tells us that you love us. That's what that tells me. Is you want to make sure we're doing stuff.
Been a really good start to the year, though.
Yeah, well, you're just playing some jazz, smooth. I always feel Alexa's mood depending on the music vibe.
So,
Happy New
gonna
Year.
ease into it.
Yeah, Deborah, great seeing you. We got some next mill mastermind people, Antonio Lopez, Sarah, Patrice Gibbons, Patrice, yeah. Say what?
Guys are we're locked in, ready. Get started.
Great to see you, Janice, Don. Okay, yeah. Abel, yeah. All right. Look, Sharon, I'm seeing Eduardo. Wow. So many people I didn't have a chance to say hello to on Tuesday last week. I think that was last
Yeah,
week.
I was hearing that, Anish. So many people wanting to say hi to you, but it's a lot. It's a big event, guys. So definitely happy to see you all in our virtual webinar here. So thanks for coming in. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Happy Wednesday, midweek. Happy to have you guys at night, kind of a different vibe. You know, me and Anish, we're always trying new things here.
Yeah,
So
we're calling this the after dark
after
BPM. And
sounds
some of you
good.
guys might know what that means, and some of you guys are innocent enough to say, I have no idea what that means, and I'm just playing with you guys.
Oh my
So,
gosh, but nonetheless, nonetheless, so no judgment zone here. This is a safe place, as you guys all know. And if you didn't know, I welcome you and happy to have you guys that are new. Anyone coming back, thank you guys for keep coming back. And we truly appreciate you and your participation and questions and just everything that you contribute to the webinars that we have here. So, welcome everyone. This is BPM RIA, Broward, Palm Beach, Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association, your only local and approved chapter down here that is partnered and in compliance with the National Real Estate Investors Association. My name's Alexa, COO here at BPM RIA, and I'm joined by our CEO, Anish Dave, as well as one of the co-owners of DRIA Viju. He's also one of the mastermind founders, along with Anish. They have many connections that you guys will learn about in the webinar. So we'll have them come on in just a second. But to get you guys started on a great note, as you know, tonight's webinar a little bit dark. You know, that's why we had to have it at night. No, I'm just kidding. But we're gonna talk about some weird deals. You know, it's probably been a long time since Anish had a deal gone wrong because he has so much experience and is really careful with his money. But we will talk about as many weird scenarios and happy to answer questions on any of the crazy weird scenarios that you guys have been through because that is where we can really provide insight and support. So go ahead and scan this QR code if you have not already booked a call with me. I'm more than happy to speak with you guys one-on-one. And we have that free discovery call button linked on our website. So just scroll all the way down and you will see that button there. and we can get connected one-on-one. But I will go ahead and let you all know that we are raffling a boot camp tonight. So somebody in here will win a free ticket to our 2-day quick start training just for being here in the live webinar. So all you need to do to enter the raffle is text the word quick start to 954-800-6961. Quick start, all one word, no spaces. Text it in, and somebody in here will win a free seat to our 2-day quick start training to avoid you from having a deal that goes completely sideways and wrong. So that is what we are offering tonight, and I will announce the winner at the very end of today's session. So go ahead and enter that raffle. Details are in the chat. Easy way to keep up with our events, text BPM REIA, all one word, no spaces, to our event line. Once again, 954-800-6961. You will get text updates on all of the webinars, workshops, networking events, happy hours, all the things that we do. You will get a text message notification to remind you with the link and the details that you need, just because it's so convenient and easy right to your phone. So go ahead and do that. Details are in the chat box. I'll be popping a lot of things in the chat box for you guys tonight, so definitely check that out in there. Our next 2-day boot camp is coming up January 24th and 25th. Why you guys want to be there is because we are going to discuss wholesaling, flipping, and rehabbing here in South Florida. This entire training is led by our CEO and lead mentor, Anish Jave. We'll hopefully have some time to talk about this at the end of tonight's session. But if you guys want to check out the link in the chat, you can see more information on the 4 guest speakers that we bring on this training. They are all key people in our power team here at BPM RIA, our primary contractor, the owner of the Deal Finder software that we use to get all of our deals, leads, and all that good stuff, our chief tax strategist, as well as the owner of the title company that helps us with our double closings and all of those weird deals that we do. So you're going to want to be on this training. It is thankfully after the first day, we have a money back guarantee. So we put that on there for you guys. And we also provide a PDF booklet to keep for life. This is going to be a highly interactive online training, cameras on, microphones on, so it will feel like you're in a virtual classroom. I know that might sound weird to people, but trust me, we have had incredible results with the 2-day quick start, and it really helps you get a great idea of what we do, why we do it, how we do it. So I highly, highly recommend it. And go check out the link in the chat, you guys. Pop that in once again for those that are trickling on in. All right, memberships, as you guys know, members, you get all the goodies. You get the benefit package through National RIA, discounts to Home Depot, Office Depot, landlord tools, property insurance, self-directed IRA, 401k, retirement account, all this good stuff, you guys. So make sure you get your membership. You're going to get in free for the 4 quarterly networking meetings that we have per year. You also get access to the member portal, member directory, data portal, all that good stuff. So make sure you get your membership on our website. Link is in the chat. Coaching and mentoring here at BPM RIA. Last but very not least, this is one of the most incredible offers that we have available here at the local RIA. And this is where we match you with your own personal mentor. We put up 100% of the money for the deal and we split the net profit 50-50. So this is an absolutely incredible program. We teach wholesaling and we also teach rehabbing in our programs. You get everything you need to start doing deals right now. So go book your discovery call. During this call, I'll be more than happy to get you scheduled a 1-hour consultation with one of our mentors and also get you that mentoring brochure so you can see a breakdown of everything we include in our programs, as well as the pricing and everything you need to get in touch with us. So please go book your discovery call. Link is in the chat, QR code at the top. And one last thing, we have third-party funding. So not only do we offer internal payment plans, but we also have this third party funding available. So we've removed all the excuses for you guys. We've done everything we can to get you into the program and have access to the coaching. So please go ahead and scan that QR code if you are interested in the third party funding. It's a soft credit pull, 0% interest, quick response within 24 hours. So that is available for you guys, and I will be sure to send that link to this QR code over to you guys in a thank you email at the end of the webinar tonight. So thank you guys so much for allowing me to tell you what's going on at BPM RIA always. I'm going to pop our social medias in the chat for you guys. Please go and follow us. Please go check out all of our incredible vendor partners that you met on Tuesday last week. They are absolutely phenomenal. They're all on the website. We have discount codes, we have free trials, we have all sorts of things linked in that vendor partner page for you guys. So don't hesitate to reach out to those vendors, check out the links, get connected. These are the people that are going to help you get deals done. And again, people with a lot of experience. So not going to let your deals go sideways here, people. And of course, we are recording tonight's session. We will post it to the YouTube channel, and please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We had an awesome webinar yesterday with one of our students, Julio, and it was really, really good. I got some really great feedback on that one. So make sure you check that one out and make sure you share even tonight's replay with somebody who needs it, somebody who's scared possibly to get into real estate investing. Hopefully this won't scare them more, but I don't think it will. And you guys, we do have a Q&A box, so if you want to pop in your questions in the Q&A, although Anish is highly skilled at Zoom and he is checking the chat, the Q&A, all the things. So make sure you submit your questions. Let us know what questions you have for our guys on here tonight. And thank you guys so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Alexa.
Absolutely.
So today's a little bit different. First of all, us doing an evening one, that's not a monthly, quarterly webinar, something different. We're trying out new things in 2026. You know me, we'll try all sorts of things for you guys because some of you guys had said, hey, it'd be cool if you could do some evening stuff. You guys do a lot of stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Wednesdays, and I can't make those webinars. And I do apologize. If I do have a little bit of a sore throat. We've been doing a ton of events these last 7 days.
Sixth Anish. This is our sixth event in the last week and a half.
There you go. See?
In
And,
13
and
days.
that's it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm telling you. Alexa's got me working hard. I do see some new names here. So for the people that don't know me, my name is Anish Dave, president of BPM RIA, formerly known as BRIA. My background, Jersey kid. I'm Indian by descent, I was born Indian. I don't know how else I don't think I could convert to being Indian. So I was born Indian and grew up in Jersey. That's where the sarcasm comes. Moved down to Florida. If you guys have been watching me on social media, you've probably seen some sad faces of me in the snow. I don't like the cold weather at all. So I've been down in South Florida for almost 25 years. I got a degree in finance. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I realized my dad is poor dad. Some of you guys have met him at the meeting, working the same job for 35 to 40 years. And I realized I was on the path of doing that. And when I read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, I said, hey, I got to change this up. Started buying a lot of properties, got my mortgage license, started really blowing up, meaning doing well. And then the big market recession, the Great Depression of real estate in 2008, 9 happened, went from making millions to losing everything. So that's the quick background about me. I got Viju today. I kind of put him on the spot. So one of the things is, Viju and I have been friends for a few years already. And, you guys are probably starting to see that DRIA, if you guys haven't been to a DRIA meeting, you got to go, right? They're down in Miami Shores
Yep.
Country Club. And you're starting to see, besides the Next Million Mastermind, we are doing a lot of things together. So we're almost indirectly one. There's the Broward
Right.
side, and then there's the Miami-Dade side. And what we realized is that we both have the same goals, right? And that includes
Yeah.
Jim, who's been with Viju for forever. And our goals are to really transform people, give
Right.
great information, value, and our expertise. And I'll let Biju introduce himself, and then we're gonna get down to the dirty, I guess.
Yeah. So nice to see so many people on the call. Anish, thank you. Alexa, you said all that without taking a breath. It's
I
amazing.
know it's hard to, guys. I'm almost 7 months pregnant. It's
Yeah.
like, whoa. Yeah, but it was fun. That's how my workout. Thank you.
So Anish and my background is kind of same. I was born in India, but I grew up in Jamaica, much nicer place than Jersey. Um,
100%.
Came here for college. I have a degree in undergraduate degree in computer science, then master's in business administration. IT guy, got into same way, watching those infomercials, got into real estate and being doing real estate since then. Got when you watch one of those infomercial and got to get into those, even I think Rich Dad Poor Dad at the end they say get involved with low career,
Correct.
and that's what I did, get involved with low careers, and you know get involved, and after a few years own it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's our, we have the same story. Hey, get
Exactly.
involved, and what better way, right, is to
Yeah.
own it.
Yeah. So that's, but and I think we are going to talk about some of the stuff that
Yeah,
we work very well together. Our objectives are almost the same. We love
yeah,
to help people. We love to get people out of issues, and
yeah.
the knowledge we have and the connections. Even if we don't know, we know how to find a solution, and that's what makes
Yeah.
this work.
Yeah, I think there's like I would just say before we even get into it, there hasn't been much that we haven't seen in real estate between
Correct.
you, myself, and Jim.
Yeah.
I feel like we're pretty solid, and if it is like you're saying, something totally out of the box, our network is massive. Viju is also being humble. He's helped hundreds of students get into real estate investing as a career. Him and Jim have made a lot of millionaires, and actually they've even fast forwarded to future generations. So
Right.
again, what they do at Juria is align what we do at BPM RIA, and that's why you're starting to see us work a lot together. Besides the mastermind, I am going to tell you in 2026, we haven't fully announced. Even Viju doesn't know to an extent. Is we're doing a lot more events together.
Right.
Right. So we know the South Florida traffic on the in-person. I hear all my Miami people always complain to me to get up to Broward. The Broward people complain getting down to Miami. And the answer is yes to both. Like get your butt up there and or down there and get to the events.
And
So
show us that you want these live events, right?
yeah.
Because that's, we will do it if you show.
Yeah, and that's true, right? Like
Yeah.
that is really big because a lot of you guys are saying I do miss the in person. So as I said, as we do these events, just show up. It'll be fun. Yes, David, we do some things in Palm Beach too, actually in Boca Raton. So we've started adding that to our repertoire because of the same thing. You guys are saying, hey, you guys never make it up here. So absolutely. So here's the rules today is no rules,
I was
right?
about to
So
say, oh shoot.
like the rules are it's going to be 100% transparent. And when we were talking about the event, even this morning, I know I was doing it. Here's the hard part for me because there were a lot of failures and things that went wrong. I like it's hard, like I put them out of my mind. So I had to
Right,
start
right,
thinking about it because I was like, I used to dwell on it. And so, the idea of this came because, Viju, same thing, like we've always seen, and we've done those webinars. So yesterday, of course, we talked about our student success, the great deals that went through. I decided, that everyone always thinks it's easy. What they don't realize is all the years of experience, all the hits that you took, and each one of those happen to be learning lessons. Some cost a lot more than
right.
others. I'm going to say some killed friendships.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Um, I got one or two that, family's not as thrilled. How about that? They invested. So you got to fix that too. So today is really about that. And you guys could ask questions in the Q&A. And All right,
And
BG, do you
just
want?
saying, like, I've heard the whispers, when we pull
Yeah.
up our deals and the profits and what
Yeah.
we do on a regular basis, like, I hear the whispers. I know,
Okay.
like, not throwing anyone under the bus. We love you all and we want you guys to be interested and intrigued and ask questions. Like, that's why we're doing this.
Yep.
But I do hear people,
Does that
oh,
really
not every
happen?
deal is not good or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah, that's why I'm happy that we're doing this too, because, and
Yeah.
I can just send them the link to this webinar.
Exactly. So, you know, yeah, Anish told me last night, hey, can you get on this webinar with me? And then I start thinking, right, which one of these what should we talk about? Like this week, I had two. That was bad, but because of the experience of people I know, we got it to be good. And I'm going to talk about that too. So, one of the deals.
Yeah.
Um, So mid-December, one of my old students called us and said, "Hey, I need to sell one of my properties. My son is living there, but I need 285." That was the number, right, in Fort Lauderdale. I looked at the number. On paper, it looks good. I said, "All right, I know you. You're an old student. I'll take it." Then I went to the property. I go to if there's a property in Dade and Broward and Palm Beach, I try to go. It's one of the fun stuff I like to do, going to
Yeah.
job sites. Um, so when there, looked at the property, there's no way I could pay that much. So I called her. I said, "Look here, I can do 220 maybe." And so she said, "No, I have a better offer. I have a guy who's going to do it, higher." I said, "I release your contract and I'll help you." So I worked with her. She got a contract for 275. Worked with her to, just so she can sell it. I knew it wasn't going to sell because it wouldn't. This is a wholesaler from Tampa that's doing an offer sight unseen. I lost the deal, right? Lost the deal. I said, no problem. I mean, day for yesterday, she called me and said, this guy is sending a lot of people to look at the property. Nobody's interested. Can you take it? I took it, I did 3 days ago, no, 4 days ago, I think, last week. So I said, all right, I'll take it at 220. Took it at 220 and sold it, I think, at 240.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay. Let's go from
Experience. Yeah,
going really bad, and then you got it, and luckily that you saved one. Okay.
exactly. Exactly.
I'm gonna it's so funny because I'm gonna start from older ones that really hurt because I'm gonna say lately, like, I haven't really seen any. I will talk about something I invested. So today is not only about real estate deals, it could be bad partnerships too, right? Let's just throw it all in there, bad business end of it. So
Man, you
just
guys made me start crying now. Things-
Hey, give me some tears, get me on that. So how many of you guys, I'm going to put in the chat, right? Like put in the chat, how many of you guys have had bad deals or bad partnerships? Put in the chat because I'm kind of curious. Okay, copy guys both. Yeah, I have. Which one? If it's both, if it's just real estate or a business partnership. Bad deals, bad partnerships. Okay.
Bad deals.
Yeah, and so the first thing is I want to let you know is if you haven't had a bad partnership or bad deals, it just tells me you haven't done enough yet. It's just the way it happens, right? So, man, I'm gonna pick one from like especially around 2008, 7. The pre-construction craze was out of control, right? So for any of you guys that you actually have done pre-construction, so one of mine especially back then, right? You're buying stuff sight unseen. This was 2000, I want to say 4 or 5 or 6. I don't even remember. Like it all feels like a blur to me. And for me, same thing, buying stuff sight unseen, newer to real estate on the investing side, had mortgage background. So I was only used to prices going up, right? If you have equity, that meant something. Your appraisal meant something versus what was true market conditions. So how many guys have invested in Lehigh Acres? So put in the chat, right? So think of 2006. I want to say, I don't know if it's a Lennar home. It probably was. I mean, they're building everything. They still are
Yeah.
building everything, right? So I went there, and of course, it was like one friend that said, "Oh, I just bought a house. It's pre-construction. You're going to buy the lot, and we're going to build a house. You get to pick out all your fish finishings." And it was 200 and I want to say 60,000, right? And back then everyone was saying, "Man, Miami's so expensive." I was still living in Miami Beach. It's so expensive. Everyone's moving to Lehigh Acres. That's what I remember in 2005, 6. Yeah, these houses like unbelievably cheap. So I only had to put 500 bucks down. You literally had to do nothing. So the market didn't crash. They of course had some sort of financing, some local bank in Coral Springs. I mean, um, not what's the in Fort Myers, sorry, Cape Coral, sorry. Some local bank in there. And Michelle knows, okay, Cape Coral, yep. So Lehigh Acres, and I went to closing, and guess what I did, right? Whenever you find something good in your eyes, what do? You tell your friends and family, right? And before you know it, it wasn't only me, and we're working with a realtor there. I had a realtor license, and before you knew it, I had 8 to 10 friends buy. We all bought 500 bucks. We all went there. We're picking out it's kind of funny, our colors and all this other good stuff. And then we closed, and then the market started crashing. It was literally, we closed, and looking back at it, the signs were there. But, how would they get the loan done? Right? The appraisal came back, all the stuff got done. And then literally you couldn't rent anything out. Like obviously I'm not moving in there. The prices like bottomed out like crazy. So it went from like 265 to it could have went to like 170. I don't even know, right? You couldn't sell it, all this inventory, all these lots. And so now I'm stuck with this house, right? Now, no payments. I made a couple of months payments. I don't even know what the payments was, probably like 1,600, 1,800. Couldn't rent it out. Now I'm starting to lose money big time. And now, now I get the banks calling me, the local bank. I'm not making payments. I'm trying to work something out. And before you know it, I got to hire a lawyer, right, to try to defend it. So really short sales weren't really happening yet, or it wasn't as popular. And now I'm spending, it was like, I remember writing a check for 3 grand to the lawyer. I didn't know, like, especially I was relatively new on that end of it. So, what do you do when you don't know? You pay a lawyer, right? The lawyer. And by the way, if we do have any lawyers on today, I'm not picking on you guys personally, is like they're just kind of feeding you what they think, right? And I'll take a responsibility. I only heard what I wanted to hear too, right? So, hey, I could get you out of this. It's not going to affect your credit, all that other good stuff. Before you know it, it's 6 to 9 months. So I'm spending, after I spent 3 to 6 months to try to make the payments, they did a loan modification. Actually, I did 3 months, and then I paid another 3 more months to make the loan modification work. I'm paying the attorney, and now I got about 10 people all calling me up saying, "How did this happen?" And what I did, the mistake though, that killed me, I got my aunt and uncle, my Indian aunt and uncle that are unbelievably conservative accountants freaking out, right? So now they're telling them they're going to be in foreclosure. Culturally speaking, you can understand this, Viju. For the people that are, immigrants and it's your dream to get a house and you always pay your bills, it was beyond a nightmare. So, they paid someone quick claim deed. I think they got out for 20 grand back then, which was never good, from their favorite nephew. And then
You
literally,
still hear about it, right?
yeah, yeah. I totally forgot about this. It's so funny to even think about this. And and like 8 to 10 of us all lost everything. So that was, no recovery. I could have easily quit that day. That was one of the big hits that I just forgot. I was like thinking 500 bucks, how could I go wrong? Is like I guess I could add the lessons too, right? I wasn't really thinking about cash flow. Real estate goes up. I'm like, I thought I only had $500 at risk. I wasn't really thinking all the credit, all the other stuff, a possible deficiency judgment, any of that stuff. And looking back at it, it's pretty naive, right? So like some of you guys are new to real estate. So that was a massive learning lesson. And yeah, Ron, they did forgive me. I went to go see my aunt. I'm still her favorite nephew, all the way through. Although I'm only her, I'm the only nephew in the U.S. that goes is number one, and I'm only the only nephew that actually goes to visit her. So we're good on that end of it. And the embarrassment and all the other stuff that happened with it, it was tough. So yeah, that one kind of sucked. I forgot. It's funny, like when we were talking about this, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be sitting here like I might be in tears.
So my Hylia project, this is near 2006, somewhere there, right?
Uh-huh.
Bought the property, good rehab in Hialeah. It started, I mean, closed down it hard money. But the hard money loan was around 280,000, somewhere there. Um, you know, the thing was to just go in, fix it, those Hialeah houses with 10 bedrooms, put it back to normal and sell it.
Yep.
Well, start gutting it, got caught by the inspector, had to get plans. First
Yep.
property I'm doing with plants around that time. We were crushing it, right? Around 2006,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
were crushing it. I was same story as Hanish, was making serious money, had full-time jobs, quit the job, crushing it in real estate. So this is one of the projects that we, had to get permits. Time, inspections, contractors, squatters, anything that could go wrong with a rehab project went wrong.
Hmm.
Then what happened? 2008.
Yep.
Everything, I was stuck with about 20 properties, couldn't do the rehab. And squatters couldn't get rid of squatters out of their house. It just went from bad to worse. So I worked out with my other hard money lenders. I worked out whatever issue. I started working for hard money lenders at that time. No money coming in just to help them to get out of their because at that time, I don't know if you remember, Anish, most hard money lenders had defaults. They had a whole
Yep.
bunch of properties, they didn't know what to do.
Yep.
So I was helping them to get out of these issues. So I was working for them for nothing, helping them rehab properties, all that, just so they will forgive or work with me on my 20 properties. This property, they wouldn't work with me.
Mm.
So we emptied out our 401k, last $300,000, paid off the loan, and
Ouch.
sold the property for like 50 grand.
Wow.
Right? That walked away from it. Only saving grace was the people I sold to defaulted on it and went to tax sale.
Mm. Okay.
And one of my students helped me, and I got back. They helped me with applying for the overage and got
Yep.
back another 50 grand.
Okay.
But we were owed, 150.
Yeah, in 2008, right?
Yeah,
So if you had
yeah,
inflation, that's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
200 over, add another 30 or 40% easily, right? That's
Exactly.
15 years
Yeah,
ago. Gosh,
exactly.
17 years ago. Wow, it's so
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. Good, pretty
but
good.
experience,
Yeah, and so
run.
so here's some funny stuff. So what I want as we guys are listening to our losses, we might do a poll and see which one's your favorite loss, right? I
Right.
don't This is a game I don't want to win at all. So it's funny, I just forgot something. It's so crazy how much I buried this stuff. And as you're talking, I just remember same thing. So I bought some property in Tampa. And I lived in Tampa. I went from New Jersey, graduated from USF. I lived there and had a lot of friends in Tampa. And I knew the prices were way less, right? Same time period. And I actually met a young wholesaler. I didn't even, this is how funny it was. It was like 2003 or four. And I was this private lender and he was doing it. And like, I didn't even know what wholesaling was. Like, that's the crazy part. I was actually a rehabber. I was a buy and hold guy. And this young kid, he kept flipping like my 30,000 and made 3,000 here, made 3,000. It was like a nice little extra cushion of stuff. And so he did a deal. It was a 16 unit in North Tampa, near the University USF. Except if you guys know Tampa, there's like close to the university, that's nice. And then if you go like 2 miles later, it's disgusting. It kind of reminds me almost like we're downtown and like Overtown, like way back, like you just go a little bit and it's bad news. And so there was this 16 unit building and they were all separate condos. So it wasn't an apartment building. The thing was, he had 12 of the units that he owned. The units were $80,000 each. He put in a land trust, so it's funny because I didn't even know what that was. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just going to give you the beneficial interest." It's just funny to look back at it. And, he's like, "Hey, it rents for X amount and you should be good." They're rented, like some of them, you got it's not market rent. Wow, it's so funny to think about this. And I didn't do any, like, I didn't go look at it. I did no due diligence. I mean, zero, on it. And basically, he had a mortgage, a commercial loan on the 12 units out of the 16. And he was basically selling it subject to, so I was going to take over it. Again, I didn't know any of this terminology. You got to remember this. He put in a land trust, and I had to give him 200 grand to take over it. And they were worth about, the appraisal said they were worth like 130, and I was getting per unit 85,000. So I'm like, yeah, this is a good deal, HOA. And so I didn't really get a full, like I got rent rolls, but I'm just looking back and thinking about it. I probably just kind of glanced at them, right? So number one, I didn't even drive up there. It's a 4 hour drive, right? Like you're gonna spend, that's just, looking back at it, that's just lazy, and that's just being caught in the moment. And I didn't do it. I was like, yeah, the numbers are great. So I buy them. And my goal was like, okay, so the goal was I bought all those. I'm going to sell, I'm going to break them all off. I looked at my numbers. I could sell them for 120, 130. I'll make 30 or 40 grand per each and I'll keep one. So the idea was the one I'll keep will be free from the money I made. So I basically bought myself a property. And so I started doing all that. We took over the rents. Guess what? Like half the people weren't paying rent. All right. I don't even know if they really had deposits. The deposits didn't really transfer over. The leases were all messed up. Right. So I couldn't really evict them. Now I control the HOA, right? There's 12 out of the 16 I owned it. And I should 100%, this is just bad because I was in mortgages at the time. What I didn't realize, if you guys understand, is that if one person owns more than 25%, lenders don't want to lend on it, especially back then. Again, the rules have changed a little bit, and it's still like that. I would say a lot that, hey, if it's one person, because they're worried about, guess what? If that one person goes under, what happens to the HOA? And I thought that was, oh, that's so silly. Guess what? I was that one person. Right now, it's negative cash flow. I was losing, between the units almost 3,000 a month. All right, and now like it's coming out of my pocket. So then I was able to break down one and sell one to of all. It's funny if you guys were, at our meeting on Tuesday, Danny Egagarin, who was from Lending Spot, he actually bought one of them. So he did the financing, so he lost that. So that obviously, if you've been to the meeting Tuesday, we're still good friends. I didn't break our friendship up at all. He
Good
didn't
guy.
get into it either. And before you know, it was a full domino effect. So not only did I, and I borrowed 100,000 from mom and dad, which I forgot from their 401k. And they invested with me like good parents, right? Hey, I want to support you. You're doing this. And as a son, I wanted to say, hey, I want to help you guys out too. So let's make it a win-win. And so I put the $200,000 in there. The quick end of that story was I lost everything. So not only I probably lost an extra, I would say for 4 or 5 months, probably 40 or $50,000 in payments. And I eventually lost everything. The bank took it back, the commercial. Now I got the commercial lender on me all day, and I lost the 200K plus on that deal. So that one kind of, was a punch in the stomach also, right? And it's funny, it was a subject to, there's all these things that were going on, looking back at it, and I just had no idea. on it. I looked at it on the outside, said, again, and I had appraisal too. So the appraisal said 120 or whatever it was. I was buying it for 80 a unit. So I'm thinking I had all this money in equity. And guess what? All gone. And why that's important, indirectly, we're not anywhere, near 2008 or 10 or anything like that. And you are starting to see a correction on some of the numbers. So if you're really tight with your numbers, we're starting to see this all the time. So yeah, that one, so I lost money for my aunt and uncle. Now I lost money with mom and dad. So far, two
You're
for
ahead.
two.
You're ahead. So there is a question,
Yeah.
what would, no, with the knowledge, what would you do different? You go first.
Wow. Okay, you want to take the I'll take it first and
You
then
go
you
first and I'll go with
okay.
my deal.
Yeah, so the first thing is I don't trust anybody. And I use that loosely. I'm not buying stuff sight unseen unless I'm really wholesaling it. So have I done deals? Absolutely. I haven't seen them, but I already have them sold. So on the wholesaling side, if you do it right, you're never going to lose any money. So that's number one. And I'm independently gonna use my numbers. And I know some of you guys are realtors. I'm a licensed agent. And you guys, when I say you guys, I'm gonna say realtors in general. They're a bunch of cheerleaders. Right. So I really took what they took into account. The other thing I'm gonna say is 2007, 8, 10, like the technology that's out there in 15 years is night and day. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. What I'm saying is there's enough technology out there that you got to use it to independently verify, is what I'll say.
Yeah, just to say, wholesaling, I do a lot of wholesaling, sell our own product. So, and a lot of people will call me and say, hey, what are your comps? What is your repair? My answer all the time is, if you're buying from a wholesaler, you need to be able to do your own comps and your own repairs. Don't depend on me. My numbers are always different from somebody else. My comps are very manipulative.
Yeah.
If you know, and that's why you need to join, you need to do the quick start and learn how to do comps. You need to have the right people behind you. If you're starting, and that's stuff that we didn't have when we were
Yeah.
starting. People,
100%.
we didn't have us,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Or we didn't find anyone that maybe there were,
Exactly.
and we didn't have anyone local, is what I'm going to tell you.
Right,
That was the
right.
difference. That I agree with you on that.
Right. So, so I always tell everybody, if somebody call me and say they need comms and they need repair value, I always say this property might not be right for you. You guys need to learn how to do comms and repair costs before you're getting into rehab.
Yep.
Um, and
Yep.
learn from the right people, not on YouTube, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. And again,
Um,
same like what he's saying, it's independent.
Yeah,
Like yes.
independent analysis. Do your own analysis. Don't trust anybody's numbers. Do your own numbers.
Yeah.
Um, what would I have done with the Hialeah property? I don't know because it was one of those desperate situations where I don't think I could have done anything different.
Yeah.
It's just we're losing so much money, losing everything.
Yep.
I mean,
It's
I,
true.
I don't, unless you're in that situation,
Yeah.
you know,
The funny part is that we could laugh about it now.
yes,
I'm
yes.
going to tell you, if you guys are in that situation now, you're going through it, at times, or I'll speak for myself, it felt hopeless. You're just
Hmm.
like, what a mess. And when you look back at it, you're like, man, as an adult now, or more experience, you realize that, even though it's as bad as it is in that moment, you still have your health, you have all these other things, and you'll get through it. You're gonna get through it one way or another, right?
And that's one of the reasons we did our mastermind, right? For that space, that safe space that,
Yeah.
during our hard seat, we people talk about stuff like this. So,
Yeah, yeah, like exactly what's really happening that you can't tell your partners. Maybe
yes,
you can't tell your family, right?
right.
That was pretty bad. Like as I'm losing this stuff, now I got to tell mom and dad, they're asking what's happening. right? And you have no control. So yeah, it pretty much, that pretty much sucked was an understatement. Your turn. Vijay, what do you
Um,
got? Right? Like this could be an 8 hour webinar.
oh yeah, yeah. So
I didn't even realize.
I don't know if you remember that this is not real estate.
Yeah, yep, go for it.
We were at a mastermind event and we were talking about some money we invested in a with some money I invested in a at that time legal marijuana was coming into play, and
Yep.
there was some people that were really pushing it and pushing. It was just starting, and you remember that
Oh, I
scenario?
know. Yep, yep.
And we were talking about it, and he jumped up and said, "Man, I did invest in that too."
Yeah, so what it was, right, was it's like we won't use any names, so I'm
Yeah.
not going to say any names. And he's someone local. We thought very trustworthy, an attorney that's been around for a long time. And you know what they say about a tech? No, I'm kidding. Exactly what Vijay is talking about. Remember when the marijuana was become legal state by state? So I want to say it was after Colorado, and you're starting to see it everywhere. And
Right.
the idea was this was raising capital. They were raising capital. They were going to have farms, right? Grow marijuana. They were going to do a lease option on the real estate. They're going to get the license. It sounds great. You got the PPM. You guys are going to be first. The friends and
Yep.
family,
Hmm.
right? All that good
Yep.
stuff. Am I missing something, right? Like that was
No, no, no. And
all the
then
good stuff.
we got certificates. I still have the
Yeah, I still
certificate.
have it too.
Stock certificate. We got stock certificates,
Yeah.
everything.
It was on the exchange,
Yeah.
all the above. And the funny part, I don't know if you remember this, it just popped on the not the I don't know if it was the NASDAQ. It was like it wasn't the main exchange, but it passed on something else. It was on a pretty big exchange, I just can't remember. And it went from literally like $10 to like $80 or $100 or something insane. And so if you put like 10 grand in or
Hmm.
I saw his thing. He opens up his account, and it was like he was in it for like 45 cents, and now it's like I don't know, like 5 million or 10 million,
Right.
like on his account. And like I was like, oh my God, and and it was a legit account, so I'm not saying it
Right.
wasn't. And same thing, I put it in, and it jumped up, and I think in the beginning, I put 10 grand in, if I remember. And I remember my Charles Schwab, I looked it up, and it was like 80,000 bucks in a week. So I was like, yeah, this is just the beginning. And so I'm gonna admit it, where I was like the frenzy, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it in, whatever. Like, why do I want to take it out versus at least taking out my 10? Because what
Yeah.
was happening? The greed factor, right? You're like, it keeps going up, it's legal, it makes sense. And what happened was, I don't know if you remember this was right before the National Rio Cruise. They had the ticker wrong,
Yeah.
it was someone I'm
So
not.
how I found out was I tried to sell it. My 10 grand I wanted to pull out. So
Oh, so okay, fine.
I tried to sell it and I couldn't sell it online. So they asked me to bring the certificate in.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
went to the office in Fort Lauderdale, took the certificate in. Few weeks after I got this letter saying the ticker was wrong.
The ticker was totally wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so yeah, all that money and so lost everything
Everything.
on that end of it. So we went, I was like, oh, forget about real estate.
Yep,
Like it's the
we were ready
frenzy.
to quit real estate and
So
live on the beach.
yeah, and the irony was, Viju and I knew each other, but we weren't really friends back
Yeah.
then. And at our mastermind meeting, I don't even know how got set up, and like that just came up, and we're both like, "You did too?" We're like kind of cracking up on that. So yeah,
So,
that was.
with that said, now I'm going to beat you.
Uh-oh.
So, 3 years ago, I got opportunity in Jamaica to be one of the few licensed marijuana growers in Jamaica. So
Hmm.
we started investing
Yeah.
4 years ago, actually. We invest, we have the land, we build out our farm, we have our grower, all that stuff, everything license, we got our license, everything start growing. A couple of hiccups here and there, farming errors, things like that, but we were going. We're solid, $650,000 in investment, but it was going to be profitable because we were getting our license to export to Europe and and Israel, but then Israel kind of got shady. But Europe, we were working on licensing, all that. Our product was really good. Well, what happened in Jamaica a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Hurricane Melissa
Ouch.
took out because our farm was perfect location on top of a ridge of the mountain.
Perfect location for a hurricane.
Yeah.
With
It,
nothing on top of a mountain.
yeah. Not so it was in the
Yeah.
middle of the forest on top of a mountain. Beautiful location. Took out everything. It just wiped out everything. Even the concrete building was messed up.
Oh. Anyone get hurt? Hopefully not.
No, we couldn't find our nobody didn't we couldn't access our location for about a week. I
Wow.
actually had my somebody get a drone and fly the drone over there so he could see the. We couldn't find the caretaker because he didn't have even the generator flew away. 100
Yeah.
gallon, 200 gallon tank of water blew away.
Wow.
We got hit with 200 miles an hour wind, 220 miles an hour wind. Everything is gone.
Everything's gone. Ouch.
So
So
we
you built all
made,
that, and so you had it for a couple years. Like this was going for a couple years,
yeah,
thinking
but
like
no,
we're
we haven't
almost.
made it. This year was the money making year.
Yeah.
This year it was going to be
I
the
don't mean to
mo-
smile. I'm just like
yeah,
it's just sometimes that's how it works out, right?
yeah. This year
Uh,
was the money making year. So
so you're sticking to
bottom
real estate.
line, $650,000. Made a
Yeah.
business decision beginning of the year to walk away
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
for us, the time that's going to take and relicensing and all that, it won't be worth it. So
Yeah.
made a
Okay. Yeah, that one
business
hurts.
decision. Yeah.
That one hurts. That one definitely does. How many of you guys are loving to hear our sadness stories of what happened? Put in the chat, right? So for the people that have, you've gotten your butt kicked on it. You're not alone. I won't say the person's name, but I do see someone that chatted that they were also in that marijuana deal and they got some money back. So good for
Oh
you.
yeah? Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So good for you on that.
Good for you.
She's saying that she sued the attorney for fraud and all the other good stuff. So I'm happy to hear someone got their money back.
Yeah.
Maybe it was my money. Maybe it was Viju's money. No, I'm kidding. And it is what it is
Yeah.
when it comes to that. So I'm not gonna harp on it. It's just part of your history, right? This is the stuff that happens in your tool belt, right? So I agree with you, Aisha, right? It's about resiliency.
Yep.
Um, so don't, by the way, when you see us, don't be like, hey, that was a great story, Nesh, make me cry. So well, this one isn't like as money wise, but again, just another mistake. I bought again in Tampa. This time I bought a bunch of duplexes. I bought four duplexes. One was a fourplex. I think the other were duplexes. Same neighborhood, like not neighborhood, terrible neighborhood. If you know Tampa at all, is off Nebraska Avenue. It wasn't good when I went to school in the 90s. It literally was still the same. So same thing. There was no Google Earth. I should have known better. The numbers, like it's a duplex. I'm buying it for 60 grand, 70 grand. Needed a bunch of work. Drug dealers living in the house. So what did I do? Of course, I'm not going to property manage it. I had a very good friend that I worked with at Bank of America. I know he's on there, no one will know him. So Omar was moving to Tampa, and he's like, "Man, you're moving to Tampa. Like, I want to get into real estate." And I was like, "Well, you're there. I trust you. Do you want to property manage this?" So number one, I hired a property manager that was not a property manager. right? I hired my friend. I thought I was helping him out all the way through. Again, so same thing. The house, the roof was a mess. I didn't really do inspections on it. So there's a list of mistakes on this one. Didn't look at it, didn't really look at the area that well. I thought the condition was much better because I took the word of someone else, which again, that's on me. Then hired a property manager, had no idea what he was doing. Then it was, a drug dealer living there, dishing out drugs. We couldn't evict him after losing a bunch of money. And that one, not my cousin that you met, it was his brother bought one of the duplexes and they're doctors with his partner. And that went under also. So because they didn't want to mess up their credit, we bought it for 80,000. We're probably 100,000. The duplex is sold for like less than 20. So they came in with cash to deal with that after 2 years. So a ton of mistakes. Didn't look at it. Hired a friend. Didn't really care. Look deep into the neighborhood because if that neighborhood is truly a war zone. Like I would never buy in there again. So that was definitely like a mess on that. So that was a couple failures in there. But again, same lessons, right? You do your due diligence. And what I'm gonna add also was I was too busy to be busy. And what I mean was, as entrepreneurs, and again, we kind of work through this at the mastermind level about time, how to timestamp what you're doing, time block, I should say, and what's important to you. So all the tasks aren't equal, right? Picking up your dry cleaning or grocery shopping is not equal versus, hey, I should probably take the time and look at that house fully. And what I did was, for me, was I just put it all on my to-do list with the same, like it just was like 1 to 50. I didn't prioritize at all. So now that's a big thing that I do now, and that's what we really push on our mastermind attendees or members is you got to figure out what's really important, what makes you money versus what loses money. So that one, yeah, makes me maybe that's why I haven't gone to Tampa in a couple of years.
So, I see somebody saying my about my accent. So it comes in so I have a South Indian and a Jamaican accent. So it pops in and out. I don't know how
Mhm.
it happened, but it does. Aisha, I see Aisha, one of the
Yeah,
best wholesalers in town. I mean,
yeah,
you want to sell a property, yeah, hit up Alicia.
absolutely. You got okay.
Um,
Another bad deal
yeah.
partnership? You pick
So
it.
another bad
Investment.
deal that went good, right? I
Okay.
bought 27 units in in Lauderhill. So this was a really rough area. I think it was 9 buildings altogether. Everything was boarded up, but people were living in there. They were dealing drugs. It was just bad. So I got into it, started working on it, but there was one building. Every time I try to go inside it, go to it, after we own it, right? Every time I try to go in it, people stop me and said, "You can't go in there, boss."
Mm,
So I've been working, getting guys to
yeah,
demo the other
yeah.
buildings, and working through it. It getting broken in. People, it was just a rough area, but we owned most of the buildings in the area. So back and forth, trying to get in, can't get in, call the police wouldn't come. It just was getting bad to us. I couldn't get into this building. It could get to a point I used to buy donuts, go sit with these guys outside the building, because there were 5 guys always outside. Sit with them, eat donuts, try to step into my building. Boss, I can't get in there.
Mm.
So went to the police station, sit down with a sergeant and say, I need to get into my building. And he said, dude, we don't go into that building. So how are you going to get in there?
Oh Lord. Oh, they didn't put that on the agreement? Like you didn't see that
No,
on the listing?
exactly. So I start working with the police department, start setting up, those tall tower cameras with lights
Mhm.
that they set up. We set up those things. And finally, this is about after 4 months,
Mm-hmm.
they raided the place, right, with SWAT and all that. Arrested about 42 people. I still remember the sergeant calling me that night and said, we arrested 42 people, and it was three units. Each
Mm-hmm.
building had 3 units. And each unit was like around, I think it's over 1,000 square foot. So it's a 3,000 square foot property, right? They arrested 42 people out of those that night. There were
Wow.
drug dealing. There was a strip club in there. There was prostitution ring, right? But
Man.
the good part about it is I sat on it. We finished the project. We rented all units,
Okay.
and 1031 exchange. A lawyer called me. When I finished the project after a couple of months, one of my lawyers called me and said he has a 1031 exchange, and I made $1 million on that project.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Thank goodness. But wow, 42 people
Yeah.
strict like it was one of those what are those companies where they that you can have multiple businesses. There's like one like a
Exactly. It's multiple stream of income. It had a drug dealing session, it had a prostitution session,
yeah,
it had a
that's
strip
it,
club.
man.
You're
It's
multi.
cash business, huh?
Yep,
Recession proof.
recession proof.
Wow. Okay. That I mean, at least you made $1 million on that
Yeah,
too. Let's see. I got one where this same thing, another mistake. I was living in Miami Beach and I was living, if you guys know Miami Beach, right off of Lincoln Road on Drexel Avenue. And I bought my dream condo on the Venetian Causeway. And the building was built in 1981, directly facing the water. And growing up in Jersey, I had two dreams: A, to have a convertible. So I had a convertible, and to have a place on the water. And literally, the view was insane. So the good part was I got the deal because I knew how to build relationships, and I bought it for $500,000, and it looked exactly like 1981. One of the bedrooms, the master bedroom, the guy tripped me out. He was the original owner, and this was 2003, and it actually had one of those Murphy beds. That was in his master bedroom, which cracked me up. I was like, "Oh my God!" And so I offered him 500,000, of course, finance, and I got it under contract. And he picked my contract because there was some snobby Miami Beach realtor, Mr. Too Cool, and they actually offered more money, and he just didn't like the guy's attitude. So he actually got offered $100,000 more, and he didn't take it because he knew, I told him the whole story. I want to live in this. This is my dream. And I was like, okay, this is really going to work out. And so now I need to update it. So what did I do? I had a good friend, and he's done some handyman work for me, and he just got his contractor's license. So same thing. I know the guy. He's done a bunch of stuff, but easy stuff like flooring, nothing crazy. And this was a full rehab. I was gutting this thing out. I was putting about 100,000. Oh, of course, over improving it, right? Meaning, I'm going to live in it. And so I hired him. And so now I'm paying that mortgage at that place, the place I'm living at. And it was going to be done in 2 months, is what he told me. So as a unexperienced investor to an extent. What did I do? And again, this is less than 3 miles, the distance from where I'm living to the condo. I never checked on it at all. Like I literally went weeks and wound up for 6 weeks. He did nothing on it. Right. So then he had the permits open, didn't, all that other stuff. And then I had to go find someone else that luckily bailed me out and pay that guy. Right. And then he tried to sue me on non-payment, and he took 50%. Right. I'm like, so the mess was not checking on it. Right. I hired a friend. I'm okay with hiring friends. I'm not saying don't hire friends. I just didn't check the work. I didn't do the due diligence. So that one kind of hurt too. And I wanted to live in there. So that probably cost me, the carrying costs were probably 5 to 6 thousand a month. So it cost me an extra 20, 30 grand carrying cost. It probably cost me, because I now had to hire another contractor, probably an extra 30 or 40,000 on the other side too. So that kind of, And I really wanted to live there. So that hurt too. So that was something, again, that was just being lazy, a couple miles away, and just assuming people are, and he did work for me before. So sometimes, I know, Viju does a lot of rehabs, and sometimes your contractor gets really comfortable with you.
I
And
always say that, right?
yeah.
Contractors, I give them up. So that was one of the biggest mistakes I made in 2006, 2007. I grew so fast
Hmm.
without having the right infrastructure behind me, project management. I tried to do everything myself and doing it different now where I have a project manager on staff. I have my contractors, but you treat them as contractors, right?
Yeah.
And I visit all my sites.
Yeah.
No,
I know you do.
yeah, I visit my sites. And I'm an ass about it. I don't go at the same time. I do different times, so I know they're there, stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a question here. What would you tell someone who is starting right now and is brand new to real estate and wholesaling? What tip would you give? Oh, definitely quick start.
Yeah. Yeah. To
It's
get a
a,
mentor is 100%.
oh yeah,
Well, I'm going to add, you're going to pay for this one way or another.
yeah,
That's,
exactly. And surround yourself with people that know that have solutions for you.
yeah.
And
And
that's,
what I'm also going to add, sorry, Vijay, was to add is that make sure if you're picking a mentor or a coach that they're doing deals now.
yeah,
Right? In your market and or the market you want to do it in, because it's really important. There's a lot of educators, Vijay will tell you, like smart guys, experience, and they haven't done a deal in, pre-COVID, right? So they don't really, there's theory and then there's people in real time. So VG could tell you like what's really happening on Windows, what's
yeah.
happening with lumber, what's happening, I thought it was pretty cool. At one of the mastermind events using AI, you were able to figure out what was it, the shingles on the
The
roof or
sheet, no,
the
the
sheetrock?
sheet, yeah. Drywall, the
Drywall.
drywall, amount of drywall I need to do. And I use AI. I uploaded the plans into AI and I use AI to determine how many, the numbers didn't look right from my contractor. So I used AI and, it was like 20% less. And I, you know, it came out to be 20% less because I only ordered that much and they made it work.
There
Yeah,
you go, right? How much money that saved you? Just out of
exactly.
curiosity. How much?
So,
At least a few thousand, I
oh,
imagine.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
And 40 something dollars a sheet or 20 something, definitely. So this is to work with people that you know and surround yourself with the right people. And again, make sure that they know they're doing deals, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just important to again, partnerships. Yeah, you want to, do you have any partnerships or anything else that you want? I got a partnership one I could use.
you go
Do you have
ahead,
any?
go
Okay,
ahead, use it.
so this one was, I told you about the mortgage company. So this was 2001. Got my mortgage license. I left Bank of America. I put my license with a broker in Miami Beach, a small office, about 20 agents or so. And I did a couple deals and I became really good friends with the processor. So when you're doing loans, your right-hand person is your processor. So again, when you're rehabbing, it's the contractor. So we're like dialed in and her story was that she was helping out her two sisters. Her mom was legally like had some mental challenges. So like there were a lot of challenges going on for her. And she always had a great attitude. Like I was like, man, this is like she's got a great attitude. And we didn't like the broker at one point. Like it was just, like the personalities, it just didn't fix. So I said, you know what? Instead of doing all this, why don't I open up my own mortgage company? So that's what I did. Got, open up a mortgage company. And I didn't know how to process anything really because she was doing it. So I said, how about you become the processor? Why don't we open up the company together? I'll fund it. It wasn't much money. Like rent was like we had some little office space on Biscayne. I don't know, I think it was like 800 a month. Computers, I don't know, maybe I'd say I invested 15 grand. I got signed up with all the lenders. We're building all this. And what I wanted to do was, because I liked her and I just thought, I'm a big believer. Everyone needs a chance and energy, whatever you want to say. So I went 50-50 with the company, right? So problem number one is no operating agreement, right? So didn't know, hey, you're friends with somebody, you come to a DREA meeting, a BPM meeting, like, hey, you're nice, we should open up a business together. Let's set up an LLC, right? So of course we didn't do anything right. Set up, went to Sunbiz, and now we're starting to do well, right? It's again 2000 back then the loans were easy. She meets this investor and back then, like, I mean, I think statute of limitations are gone, right? So back then, when you're doing these loans, people say it's a primary, and it wasn't, right? Or like we kind of knew they're not really asking for documentation, all that other good stuff. The thing was that, we're signed up with, I think, 15 or 20 lenders, and these investors were buying. And what they were doing was they're buying in the same building. So this was some, I'm not even going to say the buildings, but very high-end buildings on Miami Beach. And it'd be like imagine Viju wanted a loan and he's buying unit number on the eighth floor as a primary. The second end of it was he's also buying something on the ninth floor as a primary, on the 10th floor as a primary.
Oh shit.
So she's processing it like, and what we did within the company was she'd work on her own loans, I'd work on my loans. Like, didn't know. We split the money, it didn't matter. I'm not going to manage her stuff. She's not managing my stuff. And now they're all primary, right? So just so you guys know, that is mortgage fraud 101. That's fraud. I'm just telling you. So again, the lenders didn't know, and now they're doing this. And what they did was indirect. And again, I was naive. I'm just going to say that. And what they were doing was then they would sell it to their other friend for more money, right? So now Viju sells it to Jim for more money. So now they're changing the whole comps in the whole building, right? And these are like, I'm talking $1 million units right, back then, if you can imagine, 800 to a million. And now he sells three to Jim, and we're doing those loans. Then Jim, like eventually what would happen is someone else would buy one because they'd say, oh my God, the comps, they love the building all the way through. But they were literally changing buildings all the way through. And like I didn't really know until then I knew. I was like, wait, why does Viju have four files? Like, what's he buying? Like, these are non-investment. And I really was like, I don't really feel good about this. My name's on this stuff. If it was a true no income, no assets, but you saying it's primary, not a good deal, right? On that end of it. So now it like they literally had three or four people that are moving the loans and all the stuff. So it was some money, like it's good money, of course, right? We're doing these big loans, and I just didn't feel comfortable anymore. Like I was at one point, I was like, this is crazy on that. And I'm like, we got to stop. And she's like, no, I'm not stopping. And I was like, are you kidding me? So I was like, I'm done. So I literally signed over the company to her, right? I signed over the company to her. I had my laptop in there. She locked the doors. I couldn't even get my laptop. I was like, I'm like, here's a partnership, no operating agreement, no nothing, didn't get any of this. I was probably invested about 50 grand all in. So, I mean, it's still a lot of money. And besides your ego and all the other stuff that you're feeling personally. And so I was like, forget that. I opened up my own company by myself, hired a processor, learned my lesson. 2 years later, 2000, I'll have to look it up on it. So if you guys remember Miami-Dade, you might know this. With all the fraud going on, they created the Dade Sheriff's County, the Mortgage Fraud Department. They
The
actually
task
created
force. The task force.
the task force, and they busted. Do you remember? Like they're like, oh, these 12 people and all over the news. And guess what? She was one of them. So it's her and her sister who was a processor
Oh
on
wow.
that end of it. And the crazy part, like I felt terrible, all that stuff, that could have easily been me
Yeah.
on that end of it. So if you believe in a higher power, I definitely do. Someone was looking out for me
Yeah.
on it, right? So that was a horrendous partnership all the way through. And so, fast forward, you got to have good operating agreements. You got to make sure everyone knows what they're planning on. Even with, I love it. Like Jim is definitely his background is when it comes to legal all the way through is like I'm laughing like our operating agreement must be like 25 pages. I don't even know, right? Like things
That's
that
why we made a good partnership, right?
yeah.
He is on point, and we've been partners for a
Yeah,
long
it like just phenomenal
time,
all the way through. So like that was a bad partnership. Like you would think, with that loss, I would never want to be in a partnership again, number one, right? Now you set up a partnership with the right guidelines. So
Right.
like again, so that became bad to good, meaning now I'm a just because I like you doesn't mean we're gonna be partners, or we're partners and here's everything's written out. This is what you're responsible for. So. We're almost out of time. This is so crazy. So put in the chat, what is your favorite story that the one that resonates with you most, right? Is it,
And who
Biju's
wins?
Jamaican marijuana farm?
So, how many of you do business minutes on a
Mhm.
monthly or a quarterly basis?
They're like, and if you guys don't know what business minutes, that's going to be a no. Yeah, Andrew, in my head, fair enough. And not going to be good if you ever get sued, just so
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. So, Chad, one of my
Yeah.
lawyers, we're having drinks one day, and he was saying, a lot of people say they have a business, but to put it in front of a judge and you don't have minutes, it's not a
You have a
business.
business.
If you're not having a business meeting, at least quarterly, it's not a business. So,
100%, right? It's gonna, I know everyone says with the, asset protection and the LLC, it's gonna be useless if you don't have something as simple as business minutes,
yeah,
right? Like, it's never a problem until you get sued. That's what I'm gonna tell you,
exactly, exactly.
right? And have you been,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
only been sued, just because of us losing property, so I'm not gonna count that,
No, no, I've been
during
sued.
it. You've been sued, see? There you go.
Jim and I have been sued for kicking somebody out of a meeting. Cost us $80,000 in legal
Shut
fees.
up, really?
Yep.
All I'm gonna tell you, if one of you guys do that my meeting, I don't know, the 80,000, I'm gonna use some old school stuff. And what I mean by that, if you've seen Alexa, as sweet as she is, she's a badass. I don't care how much I mean.
Jim wouldn't allow me to do the old school stuff.
I mean, Alexa, remember she's half Venezuelan. So watch out, man. She's got that Latin fire on that event. So she's also not only does she run our companies, she's the power,
Yeah.
right? She's the heavy.
And she has a baseball bat in her car.
Yeah, exactly. So don't let her fool you. Don't let you fool you. Like, wow, you actually got sued. I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
learned something new on that one too.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, right, you would think they would never do meetings anymore. The point of
Exactly.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean, the point of today is I just wanted to show you of all the things that happen to you as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. And yeah, Martin, she's the enforcer. I agree. I mean, that's what, you know what that's Alexa after dark or enforcer on that. And like really that was the point today is to show you that you guys only see one side. You run into Jim or Viju or myself or any of the other guys through next to a mastermind or any of the mentors, and you only see the wins. What you don't see is the heartache, what we had to go through, the perseverance, the emotional stuff, right? I'm in something, I'll end it with this. I invested that I'm looking at losing almost seven figures, and I couldn't do anything more about it. And, I have two choices. And I did cry, so I'm not going to say I didn't cry. And then what do? Right? You got to put your big boy pants on. You get
yep.
through it, right? And it happens, right? The choices would be for me is to never take risk is number one, which doesn't work for me. Never to trust people. I mean, for me, like, what kind of
Doesn't
life
work
is
for
that,
me.
right?
Exactly.
Feeling
Doesn't
like
work
if
for me.
everyone's going to come out and after me, like, okay. am I going to get better? Do I see people, better? Am I really looking at the numbers? Am I really looking at the investments? That end of it. Okay, right? So there's a different risk level. And some of the stuff, even like that marijuana stock or that we put in, like the 10 grand at the time wasn't going to kill me, right? So, but
Exactly.
it was my last 10 grand when I lost everything, like I would be like, heck no, right? It's not rent money for
And
me.
it's not time, we didn't spend that much time. To me,
Yeah,
right now, my time is more valuable. So that's where, investment, I look at how much time I had to spend in a project or in an
yeah,
investment and see what kind of return I'm getting. Somebody was saying don't buy in a bad area. No, no, I love bad areas, and those are the money makers. You just
yeah,
have to know how to do it. You just have to know.
correct.
Just have to have the right team beside you to deal with it. I just bought a house and demoed it in on 56th Street. It's a rough area, but I'm going to make
Yeah.
money.
Yeah,
Uh,
and the thing is, you got to remember your skill set, right? So when I first started, I would have never, I wouldn't, I'd be okay now. When I first started, that's not the low-hanging fruit.
exactly.
All right. So that's something different. Again, it shows the experience, and you just start as you learn these lessons. I think the most important thing is like not to make the same mistake. What I could tell you is all the mistakes I made, I learned something and I'm not doing the same thing again. If
Yeah.
that helps, right? Am I obviously very far from being perfect is an understatement. Uh,
Exactly. And we are going to make mistakes, right?
yeah,
And it's just to have the right people around you to get you out of it or get you out of it by not losing that much money. And that's where the mentorship and
that's
having
mine.
the right mentor around you
Yeah,
to get you out of the solution, out of the problem, get you some kind of solution. There's always a solution to a problem. It's
yeah,
just how much it will cost to solve the problem,
yeah.
right?
How much money or time
Time,
or
exactly.
energy, all the above. And
Every
so,
problem have a solution.
yep. So
Mhm.
here's my question. Do you guys feel better now to know that here are all the bad stories that Viju? And again, we could make we could probably do a 2-day boot camp on this.
I was just about to say this was just a brief conversation.
Like, man. So what I invite you on is on the 21st, just so you guys know, a week from today, Drea and
Oi.
Nextville Mastermind are doing a happy hour. So come to the event. I'm not sure if it's sold out yet. I think there's still some spots in there.
There is some spots. I'll just put it in the chat.
Okay.
Or
And
Alexa,
so
can you put it on the chat? Do you have it?
yep. And so the big thing also, guys, for these events, like we're really adamant. Again, we don't mind doing this. We are paying per person for events. I just want you guys to know. So when you register and you don't show up, it costs us money. If you and I get life happens. So you register, if something happens, let our teams know that you can't make the event. That's okay. Like I get it on that end of it. Otherwise, if we start seeing you, especially in the in-person events, that you keep signing up and don't show up, then we're gonna have to get our enforcer Alexa out there, baby in hand, coming out there and kicking your booty.
Boy.
Yeah.
And even what I'm saying is like as we're doing this mixer that Alexa popped in, if you think these stories are great, can you imagine having a drink with us and then really let loose?
Exactly. So on the mixer that we have is open bar, and we're going to have some few speakers talking about stuff. So like Chad is going to talk about asset protection, things like that. Sean is going to come with a nice I don't know exactly what he's going to talk about, but Sean always have
It's going to
Something
be
exciting
good.
things.
marketing
Don't worry. It's a
Yeah,
related.
surprise.
yeah.
It'll be high energy. I can tell you
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Exactly. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, guys, link is in the chat. I will also send everyone the link that's in this webinar. Just look out for an email coming from me, Alexa at bpmreia.com. And if you liked tonight's webinar, you are really going to like next week's webinar as well. It's going to be on
Shoot.
Tuesday. Anish doesn't know what it's about yet, so no, just kidding.
Good one. Good
Oh
one.
Lord. Yeah, now you guys realize that, I don't plan these and it's Alexa gets feedback from you guys and the team. And yeah, I like it. Like they put me on the spot. So okay. So I'm
So, and
looking
it will
forward.
also be the last chance to win a free seat for our 2-day quick start that's coming up on January 24th and 25th. And you definitely want to be in this one. The next one will not be until May. So don't wait. This is going to be the one that you want to join.
Yeah, for the quick
So
start, not webinars. Yeah, our
yeah,
next
for the
quick
quick
start.
for the
I'm
2-day
like,
quick
I
start.
got I got 3 months off. Wow, okay.
Absolutely not, Nish. Sorry. We did pack in so much this month of January because we have the National RIA Cruise Conference in February, guys. So just know that Anish is getting out there. He's working really hard to network on a
Yeah.
cruise. No, I'm just kidding.
And I
He's
did
doing
see
really, really
somebody,
great.
so our happy hour for tomorrow is sold out. So that one, if I saw someone put something in there, that one's sold out. The one in Miami is open.
Yes,
You're free to,
QC.
yeah, and if you want, if you're free to bring guests, each person has to register, just so you know.
Yeah.
So
correct.
as soon as it's full, so if you want to bring a business partner, a spouse, whatever that looks like, feel free. You do have to register. Again, because if you don't register, you may not get in. I just want to make sure that you guys
So
know that.
guys, all these events that we pay per person, and that's
Yeah.
that it's not a free thing. So, I mean, this event is free, but for us, it's not. So, you know.
Yeah, and that's again like I know both of our like organizations, Vijay and I talked about it. I know we've been pretty laxed about our events.
Right.
We just need to change that because the idea is that you guys keep telling us, hey, we want these events. I want to change my life, right? And then you guys don't show up. So that's
Mhm.
all, I hate to harp on that. And we love seeing your happy faces, right? For me,
Exactly.
it's the same thing to catch up one-on-one.
It takes a lot of effort to curate these spaces, you guys. Like we put a lot of energy in this, and we just want to curate the most valuable space for networking. And
Mhm.
that's really what we're doing here. This is all about connection. So
Yeah.
hoping to see you guys all there and invite anyone you
And
like.
and the amount of work that Alexa, Danny in my office, they put
Yeah.
in is a lot more than us.
Yeah.
Me and Anish just have to show up,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah. Show up and pay. Show up and pay.
yeah,
Yeah, don't
exactly.
forget the
Yeah, show up and
Yeah.
pay. So, these
Yeah.
guys keep us going. So,
Yeah. And if
thank
you
you.
guys also, we always love when you guys, I think Alexa popped in a 5-star Google
Oh,
review.
yes, please.
What I will ask is in this review, how about you tell your favorite story in the review? I don't care. Like, hey, I love Viju's story about this.
People are going to be so
Whatever it
confused when
looks
they
like,
read that.
whatever it sounds like, I'm always kind of curious. We should have done a poll. I should have left a poll at the end. Which stories do you like, Vijay's stories more or initial
Mhm.
stories? And either way, we've made a lot of losses. I know one person on a raffle, right?
Yes.
Someone got paid to listen
Yes.
to our loser stories.
No, stop. Though that was really good. And again, we're gonna get into it again next week, just a little bit more on the, strategies. How are we gonna fix these mistakes that Anish has done, and like what he's done to combat and learn from those. We're gonna get into like the learning lessons next week. So join us again next week in another or your last chance to win the quick start for this January class. So winner for today's raffle is, and coincidentally, they entered like 6 times. So, congratulations, Martin R.
All right, Martin.
All right.
Nice.
Congratulations. And
All
I
right.
know a lot of you guys entered, so please come back and try one more time next week on Tuesday. Last chance to win for January. I know you really wanted it, Martin, and it landed on your number. So some good job on whatever good juju you got going on there. So I am really happy for you. But yeah, guys, join us again on Tuesday next week. We have a webinar tomorrow. We'll see some of the members tomorrow. Just so much going on this month, and whatever you guys are looking for, you know that is where I come in a discovery call. I've had such great conversations this week. It's been absolutely phenomenal. And I can't wait for so many of you guys that are like just moving down here, new to real estate, already doing deals. Like you guys are in so many different places. And I just feel like I'm able to be a resource somehow in all of these different scenarios. So thank you for that. And thank you for the compliment on my haircut, Juliana. I appreciate
I was just going to say that. Somebody is
it.
commenting on your hairstyle.
Look at
Thank you,
that. Yeah, no one
Juliana.
comments on my haircut. I swear.
Yeah, you
That's
know.
that is it. Yeah, and again, I'm gonna leave. First of all, thank you, Alexa. Thank you, Viju. I put Viju on the spot. He didn't even know he's gonna be on there. For me,
Okay.
Viju, you got any last words or
No,
before I
guys,
close this out?
even if you don't win the raffle, it's worth it. The 2 days, with these guys, you guys, especially the people that say they want to start in real estate this year, start in
Yeah,
January.
Yeah,
yeah,
get
you
in
got to
touch
do
with
it.
me, guys. Don't let anything stop you. Book a discovery call. Send me an
Yep.
email. I will be emailing each and every one of you as soon as we get off the webinar tonight. It's going to come from me, Alexa at bpmreia.com. We recorded tonight's session. It's going to be on our YouTube channel by tomorrow. Share this with somebody that's scared to join real estate. Send this to your business partner. Give them a little warning. Don't mess with me.
All
But
right,
no,
boys.
guys,
All right. Yeah, and
thank you
and
so much.
yeah, and also, guys, as we're the 2026, if you have any ideas for webinars or topics that you guys would say, man, that'd be pretty cool to hear,
Yes.
let us know. Again, our network is pretty massive between Bijou and I. If it's not us, we could get a guest that could probably speak about something. And the way we look at it, these RIAs are your RIAs too. So thank you
Yes.
guys. I'll see some of you guys tomorrow. I'll see some of you guys on the webinar Tuesday. And then next Wednesday, I hope I see all you guys at the happy hour in Miami. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
thank you
Thank you,
Have a
guys.
good night,
Alexa.
everyone.
Anish.
Thank you, Bijou.
Bye.
Thank you, Anish. Bye,
Yep.
guys.
Bye.